machinist, a hard-working man. I make sure the machines run just as they can. I'm the backbone of the factory.
Alright, let's get some mud on our tires here because we got to make these steel shafts for these augers right here. Now, this is dangerous work, so don't play on an electrical fence because you'll end up electrocuted like this guy. And you'll end up with big balls. Next video is we're going to have to cut this. Cut it.
I'm a machinist, a hard-working man. I make sure the machines run just as they.
That would tell you it has some carbon in it. Alright, because it's a. Here, cut this short, and look how thick it is. Alright, hey, welcome to Skunk Work. In this video, I'd like to answer the questions that you guys put in the comments. Before I go there, I want to say thank you for those that subscribe. It's very hard to do this YouTube thing because a lot of people just watch the video, they don't leave comments, they don't leave a thumbs up or thumbs down, and YouTube is very bad, you know. That's why you've seen some of those shorts saying that that's it, no more videos. It's because the frustration and the anger that I take the time out of my life to put these videos up there. And the analytical says that a lot of non-subscribers are watching. They're watching, but they don't take the time to put a comment, leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down. They just watch and leave. Why? That hurts the channel and it hurts me, and I get angry, and sometimes I put all the time I put it out on the videos, and you guys look at it and then you fall in two categories. You don't care or you complain. Hey, why are you so angry? Because you're watching my videos and you don't participate. Now YouTube makes the rules, and the rules are that if you don't hit that like button, you don't hit the comments, YouTube won't distribute my videos. So I have an audience of maybe a handful, and that's it. Why am I wasting all my time just for a few? You know, I have to do Instagram, I have to do, you know, instant messaging for that. But that's why the anger and everything on the video. So you can see the frustration in a lot of my videos. So this is why, you know, I'm putting out my videos out there, and I see in the analyticals on the creator side, something you don't have access to, that 98% non-subscribers are watching, and they don't participate. No comments, no thumbs up, thumbs down, nothing. And when YouTube hears all that, 98% non-subscribers and no participation, so my videos end up in the dead end. They don't get distributed to other people, and that's it. The channel does not grow. So a lot of my frustration comes from that. You know, if you don't like my video, that's fine. But so, like I say, you know, I like this format that, you know, you ask questions. I'm making a video answering your questions because, you know, I like doing this, and you can learn. you know. So I hope you guys keep it up, ask questions in the comments, and then create a video and answer your questions. So I hope you keep it up. Like I said, it would be nice if I could get those 4,000 viewing hours and 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I just got 180 subscribers. So thank you for those people that did take the time to subscribe. And, you know, I did put out a very long 1-hour video on G codes, creating G codes, and, you know, hardly nobody watched. The viewership is low, and forget about the thumbs up or thumbs down. Nobody. It's like you guys don't care. So put in the comments what you like to hear, see what kind of videos. But when you guys don't see nothing, and I'm shooting in the dark, you know, and you wonder why the channel's no good, doesn't grow or whatever, you know, if you don't like it, just get other choices. But don't end up in my analytical saying you're a non-subscriber watching. All right? Be fair. All right, here we have the pump. You can see how you cannot put this on the bandsaw and cut it. And you cannot use a portal saw like somebody mentioned. All right, and the reason why, the shaft rotates. So if you try to cut it, it's gonna rotate on you. Same thing with the motor. Now, these two have to be in line, or else the pulley belts will not line up. Okay? Now, your shaft on both of them, they are hard. If you saw the sparks, you can see it contains very little carbon. These shafts are also heat treated. It's what's called a case hardened. It's about a 1/16. So if you apply any kind of bandsaw blade on there, even the bimetals, it would be very hard, and you would damage that blade before it even did a little scratch. All right. So the other question was, why don't you order it like that? They don't come special order like that. The shaft comes the way it comes. The pump comes from Italy. Okay. This is a special length that the customer required, because where this pump unit is going to go in their area, it's very small. So this is customizable to their requirements. It's why it had to be cut. Access. So it's not that it was ordered wrong. It's special for the customer. All right, the requirements for the customer. All right, I hope I answered those two questions for you right there, why they were cut the way they're cut. And you can see the finish, nice and flat, and they're in line, so the belts will line up straight. And also, you can see the plumbing up here, why this has to be straight, and you cannot slide it. If you were going to say, why don't you slide it? The plumbing would not line up. You can see the plumbing would not line up if you slide it more here. So that's why the shaft had to be cut. Alright, here we have the bandsaw. You see there. To see how the setup and the maximum clamping area. Let's start out with the blade. This is a bimetal blade. It's very expensive. They sell it by the circumference. That's about $120 blade. Again, this will be the clamping. You cannot clamp that motor here. You cannot clamp the pump here, because it's not stable, and the shaft rotates, okay? Same thing with your porter cutter bandsaw, the portable one. Somebody mentioned, why don't you cut it with that? For two reasons. One, you don't cut pumping shaft or spindle shaft because it's heat treated. It has what it's called a case hardened, and I'll show you that. Okay, as you see here, this is a pumping shaft or a spindle shaft. They are precision ground and they require very good material. This is a stainless steel. Now, if you put a magnet to it, it will magnetize. So this is a 416 stainless steel. It contains some carbon in it. So when you sell the spark test, you see the little star at the end of the spark. That would tell you it has some carbon in it. Alright, because it's a 416 stainless steel and it contains some carbon in it, it's magnetic and is capable of getting a case harden. Now a case harden is when the outside of the steel is hard and the center core is heat treated. The center core is soft. So what happens here is the outer casing is very hard. I don't know the correct Rockwell, but it's quite hard, and they do this for many reasons. The first reason is for vibrations and cracking, and because this pumping unit operates 24/7 every single day. It's a motor. It's an elevator. It goes up and down. So if it was fully hard, it could crack and break in half. By having just a hard case on the outside, you are able to have the center core of it soft, so the center core would not crack and break. The crack will only be on the outside if it gets any kind of crack, but the center core is still soft. So because the outside core is about 1/16 case hardened, you are not capable of cutting it with any kind of bandsaw, portable bandsaw, no matter how good the blade is. Now we use bimetal blade. Bimetal cutter blades are the toughest and the strongest you can get. Very expensive. So they will not cut that. You would damage the saw blade. Alright, so I hope that answered that question about using a portable saw cutter or putting it in the saw and cutting it with the saw. You cannot do that. Alright, let's go to the next question. Alright, Greg wanted to know, did I order the wrong motor and pumps? Why do we have to cut it? Alright, what happened is the customer ordered 2 of these pumps units. They're called dry pumps. And when they installed it into their rooms, they noticed that the width was too wide. As you could see in this video right here, the pulley guard is protruding too much. So what they did is they took the guard shield out and they cut on their own. They cut the shaft. This is a customer error. They did not measure their room correctly. So they cut one or two, and they had a hard time because they didn't want to cut the other one. So they shipped the other one back to us and we cut it. So The motors are stock. They come the way they come. The pump units come from Italy, and they come the way they come in lengthwise. So if this is a customized for space restriction on the customer area where they're going to put the dry units in. Usually it's a little room. Well, they didn't measure correctly. So these are modified to customer's specification. That's why we had to cut the shaft. So to answer your question, was the motor, can you order the motor with a shorter shaft? No. Can you order the pump with a shorter shaft? No. They come to a standard length. And the other question I'm going to fill here is, can you move the pump and the motor back more so you have more clearance? No, you cannot, because as you saw on the beginning of the film clip there, the plumbing above it is where it is, and you can't play around with that. You have no more throw. So the unit was designed as far back as possible, maintaining the plumbing above it. But the customer, again, they changed, they did not measure correctly. So it's not our fault for designing and building it to their original specification. It's the modification that the customer wanted that led to cutting the shaft. Alright, talk about losing your digits. You can't. We're using these thick leather gloves to hold the grinder, if you saw in the video, okay? So these would not cause you to lose your digits in case it explodes using the hand grinder, okay? And then some of you asking about using a smaller disc. These are 4-inch. I also got some thicker ones like this. And then I also got some thinner ones, which are 4.5. I wanted to get some from my regular distributor, 6-inch, and that's what we got. Alright, so we'll talk more about slitting it. There's one guy who mentioned to do it at an angle. Well, you can't do that at an angle, because the reason why the slitting saw will explode on you is because once you pinch it in there and if you twist it, there's where it causes it to explode. But if you keep it going straight, it will never explode on you. Alright, so that's the secret. You want to make that cut, you want to make it straight. You don't want to do it at an angle like this, like somebody suggested. That's wrong. That's how this thing will get pinched and explode, because you're causing the wheel to get caught and pinch between the two fingers like this, and then you twist it. That would cause it to explode. But if you keep it straight, it will never explode on you all day, forever. Doesn't matter using big ones like a 4-inch disc, 4.5, 5-inch, or a 6-inch. We use the 6-inch to cut that. Alright, so we'll go to the next one. Alright, so the last two questions were, didn't I say there was the last video I was going to do? Well, these videos were already in the pipeline. I already recorded them, so might as well use them. So that's why I put them in the shorts. Alright, and the last question is, why don't you rotate the shaft when you're cutting it? Well, by rotating it, you lose control and it will not cut straight, and you'll be fighting yourself with the friction. So it's not a good idea to have the shaft spinning while you're cutting it. And that's a good way to cause the grinding wheel to pinch and explode on you. So you don't want to do that. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the videos with the explanation to your questions. I enjoy answering your questions. So I hope you guys write more comments. Tell me what you like, what you want to see. It's a two-way street. I'd like to thank all my subscribers that subscribe. We got 10 extra subscribers from this set of videos, so that's not too bad. And thank you very much. Alright, hope you like this video and you hit the comment section and the thumbs up. Thank you.